And we're back with Alison Hramiec, and the founder of The Real Ride, also the executive director of Harvard's Institute for Quantitative Social Science, Cris Rothfuss. Thank you both very much for being with us.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you for having us here today.
I want to start with Cris. Talk about your interest in this particular school as far as wanting to organize a benefit.
Right, Chris. Well, I had been doing a lot of thinking about a topic that Alison was speaking about a minute ago, which is the concept of how do kids learn to be compassionate and empathetic? How do they learn to deal with conflict and to resolve it peacefully? How do they learn self-awareness and self-control, which is really the bucket of competencies known as social and emotional learning. And I'd been thinking about this issue, and then I learned that Boston Day and Evening Academy thinks a lot about these issues. In fact, they're woven into the very fabric of their academic model. And so the two of us got to talking about that. And then I learned a lot more about the school and realized that the school is doing terrific work for a particular segment of the Boston student population that not everyone is thinking about, not everyone is standing up for. And so it seemed a perfect alignment with our event. My event is a alternative, rigorous, off-road cycling event. And here we have a population of off-track students who themselves are pursuing an alternative, rigorous path to a diploma.
Yeah. Alison, talk about this strategy that Cris was talking about, the social and emotional learning. Now, I know you talked about it in practice, but these days we have these debates between well, maybe there ought to be zero tolerance, keep students in line, and you're on a different track.
We are, and so when Cris came to us and she asked us how we implement it, I think the one thing that we were pretty articulate about is that it's not a curriculum, it's not an add-on into what we do, but it's actually our practice. And so we have at our school an advisory model at the base level of support for our system, where our students work closely with an advisor who helps usher them through to graduation. During that advisory time and during even the course time, our students are working on what we call our habits of success. And so we've embedded in terms of how we do our practice, so perseverance is one of our habits. And so through our academic programming, students are, by the nature of our academic program where you have to demonstrate mastery before you move on, you are persevering. And then we have the supports to make sure that they're given that opportunity to persevere. We also have our habits of curiosity and vision, but they're all embedded into our practice.
Cris, this talk about perseverance starts to sound like your bike ride, because we're not talking about well-tended urban bicycle lanes here.
No, this is something that we've designed. It's 5,000 miles, 3 months, coast to coast, off-road. My team's going to start in Seattle in August, and we will arrive, I hope, in Boston late in the fall. We are going to camp most of the time and carry what we need. I have an experienced team, so we know that this is not something to be taken lightly. It's not an easy endeavor, but we're going to get up every day and pedal our bikes because we are deeply inspired by what this school is doing and its students.
We're talking with Cris Rothfuss from The Real Ride and Alison Hramiec from Boston Day and Evening Academy. Cris, I also want to ask you about what you're doing to get people to fill the goal here for recruitment in this, right? Are you looking for a large number of people or lots of sponsors? And
it's the latter. It's a small team, small by design, because this is, as I mentioned, not a small undertaking. So I've got a group of people, about 5 or 6 people. We're ordinary folks, but we are stepping away from our jobs and lives for 3 months to do this, and we all have the wherewithal to undertake this kind of rigorous ride. So not less necessarily looking to expand the team, but we do need help. So the point of this thing is to raise awareness and funding for this school and these students. And there's a number of ways people can support this effort, but also come along with us, at least virtually. So people can follow along. We have a very nice website, therealride.org, and really nice plans for creating an immersive, interactive experience so people can participate in this event with us virtually. We also need people to donate, quite frankly. You can find out how on our website, therealride.org, and these are contributions that are going to the school, to the cause, not the team. The team is taking care of itself. We're also actively seeking corporate partners. The real backbone of our ability to be meaningful in our fundraising effort here will be through corporate sponsorships. And we're really excited. We've got 7 companies on board already that have partnered with us. And you know, for your viewer base, if folks are local and have a local company or a company that has a stake or an interest in this city, these students, this community, this workforce, this economy, this is a meaningful, unique way to support. And again, people can find us through our website, therealride.org.
Elsa, how important is this, even just putting a spotlight on these students and what you do at the school?
Right, and I think Cris said that in the beginning. These are not often the students that we're often advocating for. And so our staff and our board are completely in awe that people are willing to take this opportunity to pretty much amplify the voice of our students, voices that are often not the voices that we're hearing.
All right, well, thank you very much. And finally, one more time, Cris, the website people should check out?
Therealride.org.
Thank you both very much, Cris Rothfuss and Alison Hramiec.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Up next, honors for women in business leadership. We'll talk with the head of a nonprofit that helps victims of predatory lending. But first, this message.